speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now, loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now, loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now, loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip. With Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now, loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now, loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
For life's finest moments, celebrate them with Skoal Premium Lager. Pure malt, pure class, pure perfection. Skoal, class and perfection in a bottle.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
Oh, good afternoon to all my listeners. Good afternoon to everyone. I want to let you know that it is a beautiful Caribbean day once again. It is 1:46 in the PM and we are broadcasting from St. Kitts. People call it Sugar City, and we say Sugar City, and some of our old-timers say the rock, a piece of the rock. But it's a beautiful Caribbean day. I walked to come here and it was not that warm. Usually when I take that walk, I sweat all over and I wasn't sweating. So it means that, as I have always said, the Caribbean Sea and the breeze from the Atlantic cools the atmosphere. And that's the beauty about it, that St. Kitts, because of its location, is able to be blessed with both of those beautiful air conditions. You are listening to Freedom FM 106.5, and this is Issues with your host, Coach Adrian. As usual, it is great to have you on my show. But normally I ask you, before we begin to introduce our topic, to allow me to reach out. And this is what came to my mind after my weekend walk. I just want to big up the Ministry of Communications and Works. Yes, I want to big up. I think I have done that before, but I'm doing it again. I want to big up the Ministry of Communication and Works. Why? The sidewalk on the New St. Peter's Highway is simply beautiful. Why is it so beautiful? Particularly for people like me and the many people that I meet who are exercising. For the many of us who do the early morning walk, the run or the jog, it makes us feel so safe. Because you see, the good news or the bad news is that I have escaped being knocked down 3 times on the Frigate Bay Road in the early morning. And you're talking about, what, 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:40 in the morning. Now, that is even if I am always on the right side of the road. The problem is not the vehicle coming up onto me. No. The problem is not the vehicle that is coming from behind. The problem is the vehicle overtaken from behind. And 3 times they have almost knocked me down. Now, it is budget time, so I thought of make a call to my representative, Honorable Jeffrey Hanley. I know him very well, a good gentleman. And to say to him, consider a walkway from the roundabout at the Central Bank to the Frigate Bay Basin. Just think of it. That would be such a great investment in public safety. A priceless investment in health for all. Can you imagine the number of joggers and walkers and hikers and runners in the morning, at noontime, and at night? Because the place would be safer, so the people would be able to go out there and then elongate the span of life that they have. And not only that, because even with how it is, we see from early o'clock, from sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, you find I see children, youngsters, I see old people, and people are walking, people are running, people are jogging. So you can imagine if we could have those beautiful sidewalk like what you have from the bypass road into St. Peter's, that would be so beautiful. And that would just change and give people greater motivation. So Honorable Hunley, in the words of Spike Lee, I call upon you, if you can at budget time, do the right thing. And as I said, do the right thing. No, it's a beautiful welcome. It's a beautiful movie that you should try to see. One of the best of, I think that was the first movie by Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing. If you haven't seen it, try to see it. This afternoon,
before you go into this afternoon, I just want to join you in commending the Ministry of Communication and Works for the work they're doing.
Thank you, Sam.
You know, road maintenance and so on is the biggest part of any budget, any part of the world, you know.
Yes.
And so we have to commend the government for the work they're doing and to encourage them to continue. What they're doing is excellent work and adding to the safety and security of pedestrians and road users in general. And I want to...
Sam, I am so happy that you endorsed that, because I am telling you, Sam, I have been walking, I do 8 miles every Saturday morning. And I have an app on my phone that tells me how long I walk and what calories, whatever. And if you know the blessing that it is for me, you know before how difficult it was walking on that Bird Rock Road.
Yeah. I mean.
And Sam, it's a joy now, because I can walk, I can run, I don't look back.
Okay.
And that's just magnificent. So the last time I came and they had not reached St. Peter's, and I bigged them up. But Sam, I tell you, if you go over there in that morning, you feel safe, man. This is magnificent.
I I just want to add, they have a lot more work to do,
Yes.
because road maintenance and safety and so on is a major undertaking, and I don't want to, as they're doing this good work, I want to encourage them, I want them to say, the result of hard work is more work.
Yes.
So,
but you know what I'm calling for, Sam? You know what I'm calling for? I'm calling for what would be a major, what I call an urban renewal, and yet, because the same concept I saw in Jamaica, from the central bank roundabout, if you pick up that walkway there and you take it to the Frigate Bay Basin, you know what would happen? Morning, noon, and night, you would have a throng of people walking and jogging and running, because even without that, they are doing it. Think of how it will lift the place. And of course, that is your touristic center. You were saying something?
Yes, I haven't been properly introduced as yet, but I apologize for arriving to the program a bit late.
I haven't introduced them yet.
Okay. And as you're on the issue of roads, it's something that's dear to my heart. I'm not saying that, in some areas there have not been development of roads and the like. But I speak on behalf, and my name is Azad Gums, Deputy Political Lead of the People's Action Movement, candidate for constituency number 4 and attorney at law. And I have to say that to the powers that be, I too would wish to be as elated as you and Sam as it relates to the roads, because in the roads in Conyers, in my constituency, we need roads down there. At Green Acres, we need roads down there. At Half a Tree, close to Cooley Shop, we need roads down there. So to the powers that be, I know Sam and Coach Adrian are elated. I hear you talk about the roads in Frigate Bay, but in my constituency number 4, there are a number of persons who live in residential areas, and the roads are disastrous. So the powers that be, I commend you on what you're doing so far, but don't forget constituency number 4, and I'm sure that, hopefully sometime soon, because it's been too long that the persons in Conyers and those areas have been complaining about the condition of the roads. So, like you, Adrian, I want to boast and say that my constituency is well suited when it comes to the roads.
Now, you know one thing that I do? I'm going to challenge you, though, because you see, whenever I come on the program and the callers say things, I drive around. So I'm going to go to your constituency and check your roads.
That's no issue. I could actually send you some videos and pictures that I have recorded since 2023, which I sent to the representative in my constituency, and which I've published on Facebook and the like, so others could see. Other persons have also noted the condition of those roads. So, Adrian, even if you want to come this afternoon or tomorrow, I can show you the condition of the roads.
I will go there.
Okay, then.
Because I normally do my homework.
Yeah.
Now,
the point is, right, I don't want to do that. Look. I was saying infrastructure, roads and so on, is one of the major undertakings of the government.
It's a budget booster.
Yeah. We are not saying that all is well, all is far from well. But we just want to make the point that when something happens, you must acknowledge it, recognize it, and applaud it. But roads all over, not only your constituency. I know you start your campaign already, but I'm talking about generally. You got some roads up on the boardwalk. Are you looking for Jeffrey to the Deputy Prime Minister, representative, to tell them about the horn and fix? People all over the world, the country. I mean, there are a lot of new developments which the government has failed to put in the infrastructure, not only roads, but electricity and so on, and which we need to get done. But the point we're making is that this is a major, and we want to inform them, advise them that a lot more work to do than what done already.
I like to do that, Sam, because I'll tell you something about the road. I'll take the road and whatever. I think we need to big up people. That is why last Valentine I went to the private sector and I told them, look, I know about medical ward, and I know of my nurses friends who work sometimes double and treble shift. And I say, I want to celebrate these people. I tell them, look, I want A, B, C, D from you. They say, Peter, I like what you're doing. And you know what happened? We had a ball here. So much so, Island Bakery gave us a cake, it could not enter the door. Now, what the point I'm saying? we need to celebrate
That's
when
right.
things are
That's
done.
right. Absolutely.
But he made a point that I want to
Okay.
let you know, that in St. Lucia, I know too much about St. Kitts.
Mm-hmm.
In St. Lucia, normally the constituency, because remember, I grew up on the Compton, John Compton,
Yeah.
UWP.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
your party, UWP.
That's our sister party, Adrian. Just like the JLP in Jamaica. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But let me make a point. Under John Compton, although I love this man, and if he were there, I never voted for him, but if he were there, I would vote for him. Because it's after he's gone, I realized how important this man was for the country. Let me tell you something. The constituency that were not UWP would suffer. And I mean suffer, you know. Ancillary canneries, name them. They give them no infrastructure. They don't take care of the schools. They don't so and so. So I'm just hoping that's not what my honorable friend in
But Adrian,
but we're going to look into
but the
that.
thing about it, Labour won constituency number for the last election, and the people still continue to suffer. So it's not even the same situation. It's not. It's not. Yeah. So I mean, I have to advocate. And Sam says, starting my campaign early. No, Sam. I what I've done, I've continued to speak on behalf of the people of constituency number 4. I'm not waiting until the election bell is rang or the campaign officially begin. I must continue to speak on behalf of the people in constituency number 4.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing I said.
All right, guys, we are already getting hot. We are already getting hot. Let's begin now. Let's begin. This afternoon, we have our guests, our 2 honorable men, the long-standing party supporter, long-standing minister of deputy prime minister, minister of government, and I normally call him that, the man who came from the bowel of the Labour Party. We fondly call him Sam. They agreed to come back because last time was an introduction. Today we are going to talk the real vexing issue.
Right.
And council, the young council, I love him. And that is why I sought for him when I didn't get him the first time. I came the second time, I came the third time. When I met him, I told him, you know why I'm coming for you all the time? He told me, you don't know. I said, because I want you. I didn't go to the party, Labour Party or PAM, or ask for a representative. I sought for persons I thought who are intelligent, who are rational, and who have freedom of expression, but yet have the strong party association. So we have our energetic lawyer. He has already introduced himself. He's a candidate for constituency 4, and he has agreed, and mind you, he has a lot of work, but he has agreed to make a block of time to be here with us again. Now, so we are here this afternoon for us to continue talking, but we are going to be talking on the real issues. Have 40 years of independence delivered, and if it has delivered, what? And we will talk about land distribution, housing distribution, because land was the powerful vision of Bradshaw when he turned the state into a capitalist state. We'll talk about the institutions established to enable growth and development. In every independent case, because the colonial infrastructure was not there, except in the case of Barbados, the leaders, our nationalist leaders, set up those institutions to help to empower and grow their people. A development bank, a national bank, social security. Long ago it was called National Provident Fund, and then they grew. So we want to talk about citizenship by investment. As an alternative to diversify the economy. Is that working? We want to talk, and we want to finally talk about the management, because Labour Party has been in power since 1995 to the present. If we remove the 7 years of Dr. Harris's and whatever. So we want to talk about the state of the economy. We want to be frank about it. We want our listeners to participate. We want to give them a chance, but we are asking them. The people are complaining out there that many people are giving feces. And in fact, while I was coming here, a senior policeman, ex-policeman said to me, he tried for more than 20 minutes to call, but the people staying too long on the phone.
Yeah.
Now, we don't like to cut anybody, but we're asking you, please be brief. If you want to make 3 points, make one. You can call again so that people can get a chance. I don't like the idea of cutting people. So you are listening to Freedom FM 106.5. It is 1:53, and we are formally beginning our discussion. Gentlemen?
Yes, so
before we begin, you want to say something? Yes,
I just, based on what you've said, I just want to say officially now and formally, good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to the listeners, and I want to thank you, Coach Adrian, for having me back this week. It is truly an honor to be a part of this historic independence series, I want to call it, coin it as that. The public has been asking for more discussions, and I'm grateful to join you this afternoon as we continue to reflect on what 42 years of independence should really mean for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. As a guest, I look forward to sharing my thoughts on the 4 areas that you have just outlined, the government's land and housing distribution policy and the work of NHC, the role of our national institutions. You speak about Social Security, the Development Bank, National Bank, and whether they have citizenship by investment and whether they have developed on their promise. And I want to say that these are all critical areas. They are critical issues that touch the daily lives of every citizen, and I'm glad I can be here on this program with you and Sir Sam Kanda, former Deputy Prime Minister and former Ambassador to the UN. And, it's always good to be a part of, discussion. Regardless of the political divide, regardless of whichever political hat one may wear, I am always open to discussion because I am firmly grounded in the principles and values of my party and the values and principles that I think would push St. Kitts and Nevis further. So I am not afraid to be around anyone and to debate issues as it relates to national importance. So I want to say thank you.
Good. Do you have an opening? You want to say any opening? So then let's begin. Gentlemen, when I left you all, I went on the street. In fact, I was stopped by 2 persons, and they gave me 2 messages. So I'm going to read those 2 messages and try to say it, repeat it. I'm French. I may not be able to repeat it the way they say it, but I'll try to say it. And I want you to respond to both of them. The first one, it says, Coach, tell Azad and Sam, independence is for foreigners, them Indians, them Chinese. Buying every building, every local business that fail in the country, and getting what they want from the government. Douglas Timothy Drew. Full stop. I want you all to respond to that. Sam, you go first. How do you respond to some this statement here?
Would you read that again just to make sure I get it?
Coach, tell Azad and Sam, independent is for foreigners, them Indians, them Chinese, buying every building, every local business that fail in the country, and getting what they want from the government. Douglas Timothy Drew.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a view that that gentleman had, or whoever it is. But I want to tell him what independence means. What I learned from Bradshaw and Southwell and France and Limoux and Brent and St. John Payne. And all the folks who believe in their country. Independence is about finding your own identity. And that is why I am so much in this debate about the motto of the country about self. That means a lot to me. That says everything to me. And that is what Bradshaw was talking about on the 31st of January 1975 when he took all the lands, when he acquired all the estate lands. And I want to go back there. we are gathered here this morning collectively to make history by assuming the greatest responsibility which could fall to any people, namely to take over by law absolute ownership and control of all the really productive lands in this Isle of our birth for our mutual benefit and for the benefit of our posterity forever. So I want to tell them that is what I understand independence mean. In addition to the other, the social infrastructure like social security, and like you said, Provident Fund was before Social Security. That was the introduction to Social Security. And Social Security is basically everything to the working people of this country. And that is why we regretted so much when the PAM government in the 1980s abolished give back the people the Provident Fund, right? That was supposed to be part of the social development. That was supposed to go into what you call the sovereign fund. It was supposed to develop into a sovereign fund that was supposed to be taken care of. We are just talking about how important it is and how expensive it is for road maintenance. Sovereign fund was supposed to be able to bring us to a stage where we could really look at the other social development. The other point about...
Answer the question, Sam. Answer the question. Yeah. They say that the foreigners, government giving more preference to foreigners than them, and they're taking over the country. So I answer to that.
Well, like I said, that's the debate that's going on right now. And I want to bring that to the attention of the entire country, because that is something that we want to be debating. Ownership. I just started with the lands. That's why it says is our independence. So if we're doing something, if we're dispossessing our people now, that is a serious matter about the forward into independence.
So, Azad, I want you to answer to the same question, because they want you all to respond to
That's
this
no
question.
problem. That's no problem, Adrian. I think Sam has said a lot, and in that time I had the opportunity to think about the question. And I must say that I do agree that many persons share that view, that our communities, and when it comes to independence, people feel like independence has not truly translated into empowerment for locals. That is a view. As someone who is among the people, as someone who speaks to the people, you have to listen to what they say. And many persons are of the view that independence has benefited the foreigners. I'm not saying that it has, but persons are of that view. You understand? That is the view. So, and I could understand in certain instances where they have formed that opinion. They feel as though that governments bend over backward for foreigners. They come in and they would tell you, Adrian, they would tell you, Sam, that oftentimes these foreigners come with empty briefcase, but governments give them concessions on various things that they themselves feel as citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis they cannot get. I just yesterday I was in my constituency. There was some construction work being done, and there was a young man there who said that he had a business idea. And he had put forward that business idea to the government at the time, and he was denied. And he said the same thing that that person has echoed, that, if it was a foreign person who brought the idea, whether they had the capital or could prove they had the capital or not, that they would have been given the opportunity. And so this is a view that many persons have, Adrian, many persons have, Sam. And so I'm not going to say that they don't believe that, they don't think that, they feel that. And we must understand that when people are expressing themselves, we have to listen. Because if they're expressing that, it means that is what they are feeling. And so I believe that independence should never be or never mean treating our own citizens as second-class citizens. What is needed is a deliberate shift in policy one that guarantees fair opportunities for locals, from land distribution to business concessions. Foreign investment, Adrian and Sam, has its place, but it must come with obligations to partner with local entrepreneurs, transfer skills, and strengthen our economy from inside, not out. And so, if we don't take that stand, independence risks becoming just a mere symbol of what it should be. And so I am a candidate in the upcoming general election. I am listening to the people, and when elected, it is my hope to ensure that persons feel less like the country is for foreigners and not for the locals.
Let me just follow that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
No, I just want to follow up to say what the whole philosophy of the Labour Party, yeah? Apart from the land acquisition in 1975. You know, one of the first things that the Labour government of Douglas in 1995 did was a freehold land. You know, all the estate lands that people were living on.
I know about that, yeah.
Overnight, by the stroke of a pen, those people, that is what independent, that is the Labour Party's philosophy.
Yes.
And like I say, it's something we have to think about, to make sure, because, you know, people's perception is really their truth and their reality. Yes. And so we've got to make sure that we address that. Yes. But I'm saying that Labour Party philosophy generally.
I know about the freehold. My wife is a lawyer, and she gave me an education on that. Under Douglas, I think those who occupy the land get 10,000 square feet.
Hundreds of people.
And that one.
Immediately, overnight.
Yes, but some, the issue
that is independent.
Let's not lose the issue that they are. I normally walk about, I normally drive about and look at things. As an economist, I take anecdotes and whatever. Any building that is wrecked, old building or any other business that is bankrupt or whatever, look, the Asians are gobbling them up. I'm not asking you. They renovate them, and I have friends in the Indian community. They get soft capital. And apart from soft capital, they're able to pull their resources together, and they have
Indians and Chinese.
No, I'm talking about reality, and they have
Indian and Chinese
kind of ownership.
Yeah.
And I think that question.
So the issue that they have,
and that is the
not
issue
just
here.
vain. It is actually these people are buying out. I went to Anguilla. If you have been to Anguilla, the same thing is happening. The only thing they cannot do in Anguilla, because Anguilla you cannot touch land easily, but they have actually ring-fenced the wholesale and retail. The only one that is left there is Herbert, my Herbert friend, Best Buy owner. I met her up there. Let me tell you something. You got to open our eyes on that, because our people 100%. Are being priced out. And not only that, when the Asians go and take off, I remember you have a CBI citizen, they come there and they take the prime property, the price go up. So it means you and me can go there.
Peter,
what will happen? Wait. What will happen to the next generation of people?
This is what the debate is about, the special sustainable zones, you know. This is what the debate about making sure that our people are not being
marginalized
and dispossessed.
Amen.
That is what the debate has been going on.
Let me hear you on that before we move.
As I said, Adrian, when you read that question, a light bulb went up in my mind. I had to agree, because that's what a lot of persons are saying. I hear Sam Conde talk about a lot of things about the past, what Labour did, what their philosophy was at the point in time. I'm here to talk about the present, not only the past, but also the present. Persons are feeling as though the foreigners are outdoing the locals. So that is the present reality and the present feeling. And the future now has to be, we have to create policies that are deliberate, that would ensure that locals feel as though St. Kitts and Nevis belongs to them as well, and ensure that local entrepreneurship thrives, not just survives, but thrives. Beautiful. And so whatever policy that we put in place, whatever policy the government puts in place, we have to ensure that it is a people's focus agenda, one that's centered towards the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And again, I'm echoing the view that foreign investment has its place, but it must be partnered with the local entrepreneurs and build our local businesses as well, however way we can.
Very nice. Now, guys, let me what I'm going to do. I have one other question from the street. I'm going to ask that. When that is finished, we're going to take advertisement and I'm going to open the line.
Right.
Now, this is the next one that they said to me. And that person was a professional person. And I'm quoting it. Peter, I am a Labour Party supporter. But I tell you, Development Bank should be called Labour Bank. And Peter, tell Azad, when he take over, Development Bank will be PAM Bank for PAM supporters. I want you all to respond
Well,
to
since
that.
he directly named me, I'll go first. Yes. If there has been a policy whereby, and I'm sure he's stating that based on his own reality, so I take it for what it is. He's stating that based on his feelings, he feels as though that Development Bank belongs to whoever is in power. Yes, the party in power. I could assure him that when I do take office and form part of government with the People's Action Movement, that I will lobby to ensure that the resources of the state is shared equally among the people of the state, regardless of political affiliation. I do not take this role lightly, nor do I want to have a legacy where it is the same as everyone else. Persons are dissatisfied with politicians. They're turned off from voting. Just yesterday, I had a conversation where persons are saying that they don't want to vote. So it's not even an issue at this point in time as just telling to persons to vote for the People's Action Movement. I have to convince persons to vote in the first place. And their reasons why they're not voting is because they feel that all politicians are the same. And so it is my hope that when the People's Action Movement forms the next government, and I am a part of that government, that I ensure to persons a sense that all politicians aren't the same. There are persons out there who care about pushing St. Kitts and Nevis forward and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis forward.
So before I go to you, Sam, so in a sense, we can expect that the likelihood in the next election, because they're treating you here as a man in government, Azad. So they're expecting by the next time, PAM will be in power.
As most people suspect, Adrian. As most people suspect.
Yeah, don't take me on that. Sam, what do you think of the question?
Another good question.
Right now it's a Labour Bank because it's only helping Labour Bank.
No, well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Right now it's not a Labour Bank. I don't believe that. But I believe there are times when people play too much politics with these institutions. I agree with that. But you want to tell something?
Yes.
Peter, I mean, I am telling you that my influence, how I was brought up, my own experience, my personal experience, does not allow me or would not allow me to associate with that kind of behavior. And I am against that. I've said that all the time.
You are different cloth.
All the time. And you want to tell you one of the things that has left a mark on my thing? I heard no less a person than Robert Bradshaw. I used to work in the government printry, and a position had become available for the cameraman in the government printry. And people thought that, boy, Sam, this big labor man and so on, he got to go get to that position of the cameraman. And they gave it to a lady, Mrs. Hazel she was. She died now. Ursula Hazel, she was the wife of Mackie Hazel, a big PAM thing and so on. And up in the union conference, the union conference under there, they were making a noise, what kind of government is giving a lady thing? And, Bradshaw said, Bradshaw said, this thing about the country and thing has nothing to do with labor and nothing. It's about the country. Go and tell Sam Conda, the big labor man, if he wants to move to these positions that he think, go and get himself qualified. Miss Hazel got the job because she was better qualified. I mean, that's Bradshaw saying that in a union conference. That is my orientation of bringing. So this politicizing, people understand that, and I am totally against that. I believe people must be given, it must become a meritocracy like Gratcher was trying to bring this place. A on merit. That is my experience and orientation.
So you are listening to Issues on Freedom FM 106.5. We are going to take a break for advertisement. When we come back, we are going to open the line. And then our time is going quickly, so I'll have to select some of the things there because we have the hot issues there.
Right.
So maybe when we take that, we'll talk about which one we should bring.
Right.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip. With Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
For life's finest moments, celebrate them with Skoal Premium Lager. Pure malt, pure class, pure perfection. Skoal, class and perfection in a bottle.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place it should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
Welcome back to Issues. You are listening to Issues with Coach Adrian. We are discussing after 40 years of independence, what it has delivered. We are now opening the line. The number to call is 662-1065, 465-6474, or 4650546. Now, I want to ask my callers, we want you to participate, but if you have free questions, ask one or ask two, and you can call again, because many people met me today, and they said on last week, they were dying to call in, but the people are taking a long time. So somebody's on air. You on air now, we take you, because we're not cutting off people.
Good afternoon to you and your panel.
Good afternoon.
And I will try to be very short. One, do your panelists honestly feel that things have changed, even though we've had changes in administrations? Isn't it the same old khaki pants? Don't government operate the same way? Can we really say we have an open, transparent, and accountable government? Because it seems as if everything is a secret these days. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I'll just ask the question. Okay, and hope that in the answer we give some practical steps as to achieving the things that I just mentioned. Because all of them say it when they're campaigning, but when they get into power, it's a totally different kettle of fish. So I want concrete steps that they would take to ensure that the aspirations of our people are met. Okay, and it's not business as usual, bad business as usual. That's the question. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Assad, you go first, because he wants to hear what you will do. And then after you, I'll ask Sam to speak to what he sees the current government is doing.
Yes. So thank you, Mr. McMahon, for that question. I know Mr. McMahon through mediums like this. He's a popular person as he becomes calling in on radio and stuff like that. Same khaki pants, yes, Mr. McMahon. Many persons express the views that you have expressed. I've expressed that view just earlier today when I said to both Adrian and Sam that persons have they're turned off from voting. They don't want to vote for anybody because they feel that all politicians are the same. And I know you, Mr. McMahon, say this. You like to say there's change until you get the change that you want. And so, as a candidate for the People's Action Movement, I am aspiring to be different to those persons who came before me, in the sense that they say one thing and they do a next. I mean, the People's Action Movement, we have most of the persons there now, persons who have been selected. The only person who sat in government before is Sean Richards, if he contests. And so we have new persons to the playing field. And we are focused on making sure that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis are put first. We are focused in ensuring that is a people-first agenda. Many of us come from humble beginnings. I come from humble beginnings. I know the struggle, how it feels, and I am there to be a voice to the people and to ensure that persons can excel given whatever circumstances that they have. Steps are put in place. I think consultation is necessary. I think consultation with the public is necessary, especially when it comes to very serious legislation. One legislation that's very serious is the Special Sustainable Zone. That legislation is heated right now, and I am told that there's going to be some sort of town hall or some discussion by the government tomorrow. But I believe that I believe, well, I heard about it. I'm not sure if it is true, but I believe if you're going to pass a legislation like that, you should discuss it before you attempt to pass it. Let persons know what it is you're going to pass in advance, and have public forums, because you see how so many persons are speaking about it now. And you've heard the Prime Minister basically take his hand off of what is happening in Nevis and says that, Nevis handles his own affairs. But what I'm trying to say is that under this current administration, they preach one thing while seeking office: transparency, A-team. And once they have arrived in office, they do the complete opposite. I am saying that my team we intend to be different. I could say that I intend to be different. I don't want my legacy to be one mad with corruption or mad with a lack of performance. I think that hinders progress, and I don't want to be a part of anything that's not progressive.
Before you go to some, I have two issues with you. One, when you live here, you hear about the town hall meeting, send me an alert.
Yes.
I want to attend.
Yes.
Now, the one before I go to some, if you were to get into power and say the best person perhaps to advise you on the economy, let's just put that there, he's not a PAM supporter, would you appoint him?
If it's within my power and is within my discretion, once a person is competent, the person has the attributes and competence necessary for the position, I have no difficulty.
And the professionalism.
And it's professional. I have no difficulty. I have always said that, I've always thought that when you're in office, you try to attract the best and brightest minds, the most capable persons, because at the end of the day, once the person is willing to work and willing to ensure that the people's agenda is put first, then one could only benefit. What we find now is a lot of we have a caller.
Square
pegs in round holes.
Don't forget, you come
Yes.
back. You on air, please? Oh, okay, then all there. Continue.
What we find now is a lot of square pegs in round holes just because they support the Labour Party.
That's right.
You see under this Labour administration the appointment of advisors just because they were political mouthpiece for the Labour Party while in opposition.
But when you get to be in power, if you do, be careful. I came here in 1991. And I know one of my closest friends when I came here was Sidney Morris. Sidney Morris. And let me tell you something. I saw it to myself. I respect that man. I love that man. But let me tell you something. Even if I was a Labour Party supporter, we were friends. Keynes was my friend. Yet, I'm a Labour Party supporter. Let me tell you something. But I saw Sidney. Sidney refused a woman a janitor job because she was Labour, you know. You hear what I'm telling you?
I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying I am not Sidney Morris also.
Don't do that.
Yes, and I'm saying that I believe that to put our country forward, we must attract the best and the brightest minds. Once that mind is not actively working against you and the progress of the nation, I have no difficulty working with that individual, whoever that individual may be or whoever that individual's party support, who that party support. Because at the end of the day, Adrian, we want a St. Kitts and Nevis that is progressive. We want a St. Kitts and Nevis where young persons don't feel that they have to leave the country and go elsewhere because a particular party is in power and that their skills, their education goes down the drain. We will lose so many people because of that alone.
I'm deliberately saying that. So if you I'm deliberately saying that, and I hope it doesn't cause any problem. If you were a Labour Party supporter, you wouldn't have a problem with GATT being the Attorney General.
I do not have a problem with anyone who's capable of doing a job that he or she takes up. Once that person is capable, we have to look at the competence. We also have to look at the work ethics of the individual and to ensure that that person is not actively going against what the policy and the focus of the government of that time. Yes.
Some comment on that before we move on.
You were saying
we're going to CDI.
In terms of operating the government in a transparent, open, accountable manner, I learned that from Bradshaw. I just go back to the beginning. That's how Bradshaw organized his government. And so much so, I mean, you had to give account for the thing. I remember at one time, there was an issue about St. John Payne was building a house in Boardwalk. And Michael Powell said in the square, at a public meeting, that St. John was using public works truck to do his work. And Bradshaw made St. John take that matter to court. Because
it was not true.
No. And his minister, that's how, in fact, Bradshaw dismissed one of his ministers, a minister called Ivan de Grasse, who went to investigate the Minister of Communication and Works buying a boat. He lost his job for that. So I'm accustomed. And I move forward to Limo government, Limo time in office. At the Independence Conference, the Labour Party delegation tried to get integrity in public life in the Constitution.
But you know something, these are normally, all those provisions are made, but operationalize it.
Look, it wasn't even made. The government opposed. We have no integrity in public life in our Constitution. You know. The Labour Party delegation proposed that. The government opposed it.
But okay.
And 42 years now since independence, and we still don't have proper legislation in terms of public integrity in public life.
You think don't waste too much time on that.
I'm just going to go on one issue. When he talks, Sam Kondo speaks about integrity in public life, and we say freedom of information. Okay, so let's remind Mr. Kondo that in 1995 the Labour Party won government 7-1. In 2000 they won all 8. They had no opposition.
That's correct.
And they continued to rule until 2015. And he was a part of that administration as well.
He's right,
and so
Sam.
if he felt that PAM government didn't include it in those times, Sam had the perfect opportunity to do it then, especially with the all 8 and no opposition in government. So
no, these are interesting. These are not things we just check out so about, you know.
But understand what I'm saying. You could have made amendments to the Constitution, and you could have made legislation where the Constitution does not talk about it when you were in office.
A separate discussion.
You had the opportunity, Sam.
No opportunity. I said integrity in public life was refused.
Yes.
We wanted that in.
Yes.
That was when you put it in.
Yeah, but that's the point. The point he's making, Sam, is that there was a time that I came here in 1991, Sam.
Yeah.
And the point is that Labour had tremendous control over the House.
Yeah.
If they were keen on that, he's saying they would have done that.
But the point I'm making,
half an hour and we need to.
Okay, all right. But I'm just telling you, when you talk about that is a government refusing.
We agree.
Okay, good.
Sam, you good. You had a historian there. Now, there is somebody on. We're going to take them and then we're going to go into the CBI. Yes. You on air, please. Please. You on?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon, Peter. You put couple good afternoon to your guests and Azad and my good friend there, Sam. Peter, you put couple issues on the table today and everybody seems to be ducking. A person wrote what if independent mean anything to us. No. Sam is trying to say how we got into independence, and that wasn't the question. You're talking about land and you're talking about social security. Land are the very same land that we got, are the land we are giving back. So that's not our independence. No. The other thing is, a writer wrote in and talk about the development bank, whichever government going. As I is trying to say something, he's not correct. Because I could tell you, in 2013, 2014, Development Bank didn't have any money. That was under Denzil Douglas Labour Party. When Timothy Harris got in, he put some money in there for his people. When Joe got in, he met some money there. Joe said he's going to give you $20,000 from the bank. $120,000 you must go to the Prime Minister. A lot of people apply and didn't get it. In Nevis, you have a city where you could get a $20,000. Since CCM get in there, certain people don't get it. So we are suffering. And the independence, I remember they said, Peter, when you come to do business in St. Kitts Nevis, we will not give you a license to do the business that are going on in Nevis, St. Kitts Nevis. And the most people getting license for the past 15, 20 years are getting license to do the same kind of business that we are doing in Nevis. The government, the black leaders now in St. Kitts Nevis mean nothing to the people of St. Kitts Nevis. Nevis is bad, St. Kitts is bad. They're all the same. We get no support to do our business. And that's why the small business people in St. Kitts Nevis are suffering. Barbados, 3 weeks ago, is going to put $350 million into small business. Samuel Duggins is the minister of small business and whatever in St. Kitts Nevis. And when you call the ministry, you say, no, we're only responsible for St. Kitts. We are in, right now, St. Kitts look like they want a secession from Nevis and all. We are giving away the birthright. We are giving away what Bracha and Sim Daniel fight for some. And these are some of the issues we have to address. And me vex about it. This is not no party time now. Me a supporter NRP and me a supporter Labour. But what me see going on in St. Kitts Nevis is no more political parties. The people are suffering in the country. And the government have a right and a responsibility to the people that they say they want to serve, especially this Labour Party who just get in after 7 years when it should have been 10. They should have been doing a lot better, Sam. And Azad, Pam is going to do the same thing and worse. And Sam Kanda, you are there with this Labour Party, they got a little chance because neither Pam nor PLP got good candidates. And Labour going to push up. Otherwise, you got a new party otherwise. I don't know how that one look. But Peter, another thing with you, Peter. You were there on the 20th of December, 2019, when Mark Brantley said he got $5 million from the Taiwanese to put in small business in Nevis. Women of all ages and men 35 years and under. I stood up and I said, what about existing business? You were there. You were there at the church hall too.
I was there, yes.
You were there, I remember. You were there.
Go on.
Yeah, and I'm saying here, it comes a time when you have to look after existing business because startup, Peter, is always a problem. You were there with the same thing when they were giving up to $100,000 to do little startup and different things.
That's the same program I want to talk about, yes, because I actually was the brainchild of that with Crossman, yes.
But we suffered, and this is my problem up to today. I am talking about this small business for over 15 years. And I'm telling you, we are suffering. In fact, over 20 years. And we are suffering.
That's responding now. Let me go first, Azad.
Okay. But you could, you got some candidate with you. Some candidate now, stop different political party and politicians. Speak the truth for the people of the nation.
Call us again. Let me say something on this because much time. The caller is making a very good point. For years and years, we have been talking about making a platform, a level playing field for indigenous small business. We had a first experiment on that with what we call the SEED program at SIDF. We developed, right now, there are about half a dozen businesses in Nevis that are thriving and that are doing well. Because you know what happened? We gave them $100,000 at that time without interest. They were given, if you want, intelligence. We took them to school, showed them what to do. We gave them an accountant to help them. We separated production from accounting so they don't have to bother with that. We gave them a manager over them. And you know what happened? These people, you cannot give a small business a loan and expect them to pay the loan next month. That's why commercial banks were not established to develop your country. That is why in independence you brought in a development bank to bring those kind of modules which is going to nurture small businesses. So the thing that today, you can go to Nevis, they have more success stories. There are about half a dozen of them that are still doing well. There are 4 of them in St. Kitts that are doing well. Now, mind you, you don't judge a small business success by the number of failures, because the number of failures in small business are high, by the number of successes. The issue that the caller is calling there, if you want to get the economy stimulating, going on and having things, you must develop that home industry. You must develop small and medium-sized businesses. Outside of that, you have a problem. Azad, you go quickly.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. I must say that as it relates to that caller, I respect that caller's point, but let's be honest, and I respect that he has said that Labour has not been performing, especially up to his expectation. I hear him. I respect his honesty. It is true.
We have somebody on the call.
Labour has failed.
Hold on, don't forget. Yeah. If you're on air, we take them. You're on air, please.
Yes, a pleasant afternoon to you. How are you doing today?
Noted, yes, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I want to push back a bit, and as I push back on Sam with his statement he made about the integrity in public life proposal that was given at the constitution level. You cannot want to argue a point of an aftermath and say, well, a man, you were there for 20 years and you never seek to change the constitution. After constitution is written, to change it, it's become a political fight. Because you're dealing with multiple entities who may have different views and wants and needs. At the constitutional level to insert it, no effort. No political capital will be lost. So you cannot argue Sam Kanda now and tell him he had 20 years to fix it. He might have 20 years to fix it. That would have taken, let's just say Labour wanted to get up one day within those 20 years and change some stuff in the amend the Constitution. That would have taken them months to prepare for that and get that done.
Caller, I listen to you. Wait. Before you go on, because before you finish, because you're talking.
No, let me finish.
And listen, hold on.
At the constitutional level, you have one stroke of the pen. Takes 5 minutes to insert it. Now I listen to you.
You go on.
Caller, you talk about the Constitution. The Constitution can be amended in the manner in which the Constitution provides.
That's correct.
I am saying
I did not tell you cannot be amended.
Caller, you have to listen to him when he's speaking.
You do not listen. You don't listen.
Caller, I said even if
it takes political capital and political will and all that to do it after the fact. At the constitutional level, when they were creating the Constitution, it took no political capital to do it.
Caller, are you going to listen to me now?
I am going to listen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. There are several independent countries that have amended their constitution time and time again. The United States has amended its constitution time and time again. St. Lucia and other countries, Jamaica has amended its constitution time and time again. You're talking about political capital. You're talking about emphasis. What better opportunity that the Labour Party had than in 2000 when they had no opposition? They had no opposition in the House. They had all 8 seats.
Does not mean opposition.
What I'm saying, they had
opposition in Parliament.
They had the absolute majority to pass and amend the Constitution if they so desired. They had no opposition in Parliament.
And if Sam and NRP was so desired to have it, it would have been in the Constitution in the beginning when it was easier. That's the point I'm making.
Caller, listen to me now. You are taking us to an angle that we don't want to go there. Now, I have 20 minutes left, and we want to speak about CBI and whatever this. You're not talking about process. He is saying to you, when there is no provision in the Constitution, the Constitution makes provision, whether it is by referendum or whether it's by a majority or whether it's by 2/3 majority. He's saying that they had the whole house and they did not do it. Now, I don't want to go further into that because we have other issues to discuss.
Listen,
so I'm begging you, would you please cut that or take another issue, or we have to take another call?
Let me just say, which is easier, the stroke of a pen or a vote?
Yeah, but that's enough. That's enough. We don't want to hear much about that.
No,
we don't want any more on that, caller. Sorry, no more.
No, you're the one. Yes, you're the one, Mr. Holt.
No more.
But just let me say something. Let me say. You know what's wrong with this constitution? Country is the constitution that we have. It is a waste of time. I mean,
well, we'll have to have a separate program.
This is the source of our problem.
Well, Sam, we'll have to have a separate program.
This is the source.
I'm not discussing that today.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. And all I've had to say, Sam, is that you were in government for a long time and you did not do anything to push any constitutional reform. For you to say that no, having been in parliament, having been in government, having been the deputy prime minister,
no more.
Is disingenuous?
You obviously don't understand what is happening. Look, let me tell you something. You know that there was a constitutional reform set up during the Labour government, of which I was the chairman.
I have 17 more minutes.
Oh, you're asking what happened now?
What happened?
Go and read the report.
And what happened?
Azad and Sam and the
Nothing happened.
Go and read the report.
We are not taking any more on that issue. That's not on the agenda. So when we want to do that, we will invite the constitutional lawyers to deal with that. Okay? You are listening to Freedom FM 106.5 and you are listening to Issues and it's getting hot inside there because that's the first time we are bringing in the studio PAM and Labour together to discuss the vaccine. I love it. It's hot. Now, guys, let's talk about CBI.
Yeah.
Let's talk about CBI. In 1995, my good friend Denzel Douglas, he moved from sugar, and I was on the committee for closing the industry. The industry was making such deficit that even if it was a sure source of hard currency, it was just bringing down the country. And then he dared to move it to a service economy, largely driven by tourism. And then some critics say, of course, is movement from one plantation model to another plantation model. Now, St. Kitts actually introduced citizenship by investment in 1984.
Yeah.
And I did my homework, and I don't want to go into much of that, but that was highly underdeveloped. Okay? But in 2006, Douglas introduced citizenship by investment as a product with the establishment of the Sugar Industry Diversification Foundation, the SIDF. Now, I came into the SIDF in 2012. Now, that was to remove that heavy reliance on tourism. So that was his method of, in other words, diversifying the economy.
Modernizing the economy.
Now, I'm not too sure about this modernizing.
Modernizing it.
Okay, Sam, you're an economist.
Modernizing it. Okay, diversifying it and modernizing it.
Yes, okay. Diversify and modernize.
That's right.
I obey you, Sam. So CBI helped transform the economy from a middle
plantation
income, or if you want, from a plantation economy to a high income economy.
You're quite
and by
right.
2012. Now, the thing is, I want both of you all gentlemen to respond to that. Was this and is this a viable, a sustainable economic diversification policy? Seeing the fragility of each of those, tourism and CBI. I want you, Azad, to speak first.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. Thank you for that question. Of course, as you said, the CBI was, the laws for it were passed in 1984. It became more, what do I want to say? It became more heavily relied upon in 2006 with the Douglas-led Labour administration, following the closure of the sugar industry and the need for economic diversification. Of course, St. Kitts at that point in time needed to find other ways of generating revenue into the country. And so the CBI was used. I mean, the CBI for what it is intended to be, investment in the country, and we see that if you invest, you get the citizenship. You also invest in real estate, you invest in the sustainable fund, and that fund, in my mind, would go to the country for development. On its face, the CBI program, without abuse, seems like a good program to have, whereby you have foreign investment being garnered into the country for the people. I believe that on the face of it, it's a good program. My issue comes where under the Labour-led administration, it was taken and it was abused significantly.
Be careful. You're a lawyer, because you see abuse.
I said my opinion, it has been abused significantly.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that we have a number of projects that were supposed to be that were started but not finished. We have projects under the CBI where that's gone bankrupt. We have persons.
Some of them are growing trees.
Some are growing trees, as you said that.
I drive
and so that's why I said it has been abused. And that's I stand.
But as a lawyer, be careful with that word, because the explanation that you give does not necessarily define that word.
It has been abused, in my opinion. And if there's anyone who wants to take me to court based on the fact that I have said that it has been abused, they can do so. So I believe that it has been abused. I believe that there should have been, more checks and balance to ensure that the money is collected and the development, that it's, the intended development goes to its end to benefit the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We know billions of dollars have passed through the CBI, if not billions, millions. And I had a discussion just today.
Billions.
Yes, and that's what I said. Yes, billions. I had a discussion just today. And when we look at the development of St. Kitts and other persons, when you speak to persons, you're involved in politics, people come talk to you, you talk to them, you have an engaging conversation with them, and they say to you, for the billions that have passed through, we don't see the development in the country. And so that is why I say it has been abused. So that's why I say if there's anybody out there who wants to take me to court for my opinion, they can. So I believe that there has been an abuse of it. I think on the face of it is a good program. Of course, it's one that is vulnerable, especially to external factors. We see how the CBI has been affected by external factors today, something that contributed to up to almost 70% of our GDP. And we see that there's a need now. We have Dr. Juliet Labour Administration saying that, we have to look outside the CBI. And they have been focusing on sustainable development and the like.
What is sustainable development?
That's
be careful with those words.
Tell the Prime Minister that, Adrian. Yes. He says sustainable island state. He keeps saying sustainable
island. There's no product.
Yes.
There's no product of
I'm just repeating what the Prime Minister said. Okay, so those questions could be posed to him. What is a sustainable island state? So, as I said before, so we now have to look at other avenues in which we can collect revenue. The CBI is there. The CBI is not as strong as it once was. You ask and you speak to persons who are involved in it, and they tell you it's not as lucrative as it once was.
And it's going to be weaker because of the checks and the added balances that you are putting in is going to affect demand.
Yes. And
because right now they have to going to come for an interview and all this kind of stuff like that.
Yes.
Because, go on.
And so the ease of doing business or the ease of getting through the process will be more difficult.
That's correct.
And so now we have to look at how can we generate revenue and we have to be creative. We have to have creative minds, and so that is where we should be looking at. I mean, there is a talk about renewable energy. There's a buzzword. I like how you said sustainable development. That is a buzzword not only in St. Kitts and Nevis, but in the region. And so we must be able to look at what we have and how we can generate income. I could think about, if you're looking at tourism, I like to say, educational tourism. Look at the Ross University that is there right now.
Or you're going to have to take tourism and make sure, in other words, increase the amount of money that you get out of tourism. And the way that you're going to do that, whether you're going to get value-added product, value-added people that are going to keep money here.
And I made example to institutions like Ross University, and the reason why I say that is because Ross University, they place a structure here. They have thousands of students that come. It rotates over and over. Persons have the opportunity to rent. You see persons going into real estate, renting to Ross students. When Ross students are here, they fill the supermarkets, they fill the restaurants, and they fill the other things. So one of my idea, or idea that is there, is if we could attract another large university that would bring persons from overseas here, and so there's a constant rotation of students.
If you do attract them, because you're making a very good point, bringing in new money. But if you do attract them, you have to attract them with special conditions that allow the money to come into circulation. You can't allow them to build their own dorm. If they build their own dorm, then they can rent from some.
And precisely
that is how Douglas administration began well. They began well because at that time, everybody else were getting the rent. But after a time, you will allow them to build them.
Sam Kondo and Labour? That's what you're saying? They allow them to build them?
Of course.
Okay, so we've made that point, and I
look at what Windsor has done.
And so you make an excellent point. Where Labour administration has gone wrong, we are here, the People's Action Movement, and speaking with you and hearing your idea. And I think that's an excellent point. We can't allow them to build arms. We have to ensure that the money stays within the people. You understand? And so when elected, Adrian, all of these views, and you see you come from a Labour background and a Labour supporter, and I'm not afraid to take your opinion and to make it work, you understand? Because regardless of your political affiliation, we all want things that need to be better.
Let's say you want
the CBI
issue, yes.
Like I say, well, I agree as a 100% that it has been abused and misused, right? And he said something which I want to repeat.
Yes.
If we had used all this money from the CBI, if we had used it for the benefit of the country and the people, people would not have been able to recognize this country. You know?
We have to be very careful when you make that statement, Sam. I'll tell you why. Let me tell you a little that I know. The Douglas model of CBI, and I have explained that here before, is different from the Timothy model of CBI. Let me finish.
But let me tell you, I am saying that the money that we got from CBI, if that money was used to the benefit of our country under any organization.
But Sam, when you talk about the money that come, we must know what source of money that was coming, and I want to explain that to the people. When you say money, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
It means time out.
Okay.
Say nothing.
Okay.
Under the Douglas model, you had two products, Azad. You had the product of where the citizen, the applicant, is going to buy real estate, or they're going to buy property. Now, mind you, we say construction, build a shell, real estate, you dress the cell and you sell it. It's real estate. So you want to buy this over there for $400,000 US. You are not buying it from the government. You are buying it from some who is a registered agent or whatever. Are you with me? What the government collects from that are the fees, the application fees, the this, the that, and the other. Wait, Sam.
But that's the money you're talking about, Peter.
Sam, would you please wait?
That's the money you're talking about.
But would you please wait? I ask you to wait.
Okay.
Now, what the government gets is the other product, where the applicant wants to become a citizen, but they don't want no real estate. Because they might very well want the passport just for a third country. So they make a contribution of $250,000 US into the SIDF. Are you with me? That is money that's available to the government. Are you getting me? I'm just trying to differentiate to the listeners. So the bulk of the monies from the real estate, that's private sector money. What government gets from that is the fees and the other things that were related to that. The money that comes to government is the monies that the people donate into the foundation. Asad, am I making myself clear?
Yes, let me just say, I'm saying the money that I'm talking about, not the private sector where people sell land. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the fees that went to the agents at home and abroad. People have become multi-millionaires. I saying that money, all that money should have been coming to the government, to the people and the thing. I'm talking about the fees.
They came to the government. So you're saying if they don't come to the government, then the government steal them. Be careful what you're saying because the fees
no.
So if you say you can't see the fees, then the government steal them.
I'm saying that the fees that went to the agents at home and abroad was exorbitantly ridiculous. That is money should have been come to the people of the country. That is what I'm talking about.
I'm not reading you well, you know, Sam. And let me just say it again.
I think what Sam is saying.
Let me just say it again. Yeah. You have the house over there. You are a registered agent. Mm. You have a building to sell at Molyneux or Keyon.
Yeah.
You say, for me, the applicant, I must pay 400,000 US.
Yeah.
I agree to pay for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes the 400,000 US you really paying is for rubbish, but you buy it. Are you with me?
Yeah.
You, the government says, out of that 400 US, I will take 10% for fees. That is the money that you have.
Yeah.
Now, if it is monies for fees, it means it goes to the consolidated fund. Are you with me?
No.
Wait. Please.
No, you can't
Time
do
out.
that.
Time out.
No money went into the consolidated fund from the CBI. None went into the consolidated fund.
Be careful the statement you're making there.
No monies went.
Get a jail. Be careful.
No monies from the CBI. Look, Peter. The monies from the CBI did not go into the consolidated fund. I'm telling you.
You mean the fees did not? Where the fees were going?
Fees
the only Sam. Let me just tell you what I know.
Yeah.
The only money that did not go to the consolidated fund was any contribution that was made to the foundation, because the foundation had its own account.
Yeah.
And this money went to the account. I know when I left the foundation, hold on.
Not the consolidated fund.
Would you please listen to me, man?
Okay,
Would you please listen?
Okay.
Would you please listen?
Okay.
So the fees that they are collecting on from the agent, the private sector, supposed to be, if it's government fees, whether you call it fees or tax or license or dues, they all must go in the fund.
Okay.
So if you're saying they don't go in the fund, then you're saying somebody.
Well,
that's what you are saying.
But remember, Adrian, and I think this is where Sam is saying it was a political issue where monies from the CBI were not going into the consolidated funds as they ought. So that was a whole political issue. And that was one of the issues why Sam Kondo, I'm sure, was that one of the issues why you left Labour back in 2013? Okay, so it wasn't one of the issues why you left them in 2013.
Okay, Sam, explain.
What I'm saying.
Our time is finished.
What I'm saying is that not the real estate, not the money for the real estate. No, if you buy a man for property, that's a man's property. Yes. But I am saying that the fees that people, the agents get. I'm saying that people have become rotten rich millionaires over that. The fees to the agents, that's what I'm saying.
But which agent you talking about? The people who are marketing?
Yeah, the people who are selling the agents,
but they did not get the fees without your agreement.
It doesn't matter.
The government gave them the agreement, and I know about that. I
am telling you that that is what I'm arguing against. That was wrong. People have.
I know about wrong or right. I'm just telling you some that I know. There were certain agents for every successful application. They got $20,000.
Exactly.
Now I'm saying, outside of that, the government is getting a huge fee. Now, I am saying, where was that fee? That fee supposed to go to government. And since there was no separate account for that, unlike the SIDF, then you can't tell me it did not go into the government.
The money...
If it did not go, somebody take it.
The money used to develop the country. That money, the fees went to go used to get to develop the country. I am saying my argument is more of that money for our CBI should have come to the government and people of this country. That's my argument. Okay. That's the only thing I'm saying. That the amount of money that we transacted should have come to...
The amount you gave to the agents. Okay, fine. You are listening to Issues on Freedom FM 106.5. We have just 1 minute past our time. Today has been very hot. The studio have been on fire. And it's a pity that when I was coming down, I did not pass by the fire brigade and ask them to give them a warning. Oh, we had some. Some is very hot. I've never seen some so hot before. And
Yes, it has been a very heated discussion.
And then we will have to close it now. I suppose at a relevant time, maybe we'll come, maybe not under independence, but we can discuss the issue. Sum up for us. Let's sum.
Okay, let's
sum up first. Yeah, you sum up Azad.
Really, Peter, again, I want to thank you for inviting me. I think these are matters that needs to be discussed at the national level, at the highest level, for the benefit of our people. I think the economic situation internationally is becoming more and more challenging,
yes,
and we have to be more and more aware. I mean, like I keep saying that we use the CBI. The CBI was supposed to be the icing on the cake. The CBI was supposed to be providing the, but we have made it the cake. We have put all our eggs in the CBI basket when we should be diversifying and making the economy stronger.
Yes.
But I think we have missed a boat now.
No, not exactly.
The CBI, I think that is going to be playing less and less, and a role in terms of doing. So we now have to look at, I believe, agriculture. We have to go to seriously in terms of, food security, feeding, and agricultural product, agricultural processing, and all those matters. I think, in a sense, we have missed the boat in terms of using the CBI money to develop our country, but now we have to get an alternative strategy. You were talking about small business. That is something that we have to go into. I mean, the things that you were talking about, Peter, I don't know how we don't understand that. Yeah. Those are as elementary as you get. Right. We need to get our small business and take them out, give them, budgeting and project proposal and so on. I mean, we are just creating failures. When you go to the bank, the government bank for some money, and they say, boy, we can't give that, but we can give you something less. You starting a failure. We undercapitalize our businesses so they will never be able to grow. You can't undercapitalize your businesses. That's why we need more, sort of consultancy.
The seed model is still there.
Yeah, the seed model. And I'm telling you, that is what we should be taking around the country to our small farmers and all these people to give them this model. That's the only how we're going to grow. You can't undercapitalize an industrial business and think it's going to come to anything. You're starting by failure. And so that model, we need to spread it. Things are becoming more and more challenging, and we have to, as a country, especially a small country like ours, we have to get more advice and counsel in terms of how we're going to develop this business. And to develop as well the cooperative philosophy. I mean, it will help in terms of capital formation, which we badly need.
We'll have to come back some.
Yeah.
Azad, give us your closing remark.
Okay, I want to thank you, Adrian, for giving me the opportunity to be here. It has been a wonderful experience. I do enjoy debate. I've been a student and while in university, high school, and even sixth form, I've always enjoyed debate. I want to say, yes, the Labour Party has failed to perform, and the people are carrying the weight of that failure every single day. But here's the reality. Change cannot come if we keep supporting the same system that has let us down. I will not sit here and say that the People's Action Movement has been perfect. No party is. But the People's Action Movement has a proud constitutional history of delivering. We look at the institutions that have been as a result of the accomplishments of the People's Action Movement, and these institutions still sustain ordinary people today. To the caller who said that Pam is weak or Pam has a weak candidate, that is not weakness, that is strength. And it proves that the People's Action Movement has always been putting the people of St. Kitts and Nevis first. As for me, I step forward because our people deserve better. And I'm here not for a photo op. I am here to work for the youth and to ensure that families have a better opportunity. So we all agree. Even, I'm sure, Sam, because he agreed at one point in time that Labour has failed.
No, Sam, listen, please. You have had your turn, yes.
And the truth is, that will not change unless the people hold them accountable. And the way to do so is not by rewarding them for their failure, but by giving the People's Action Movement another chance to prove that through action, not talk, that we can deliver for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I am confident that in the next general election, the people will put their faith in a party that puts people first, the People's Action Movement. Thank you so much.
Whenever somebody come on the radio, I normally, before they leave, I ask them, Sam, let the people know if they wish to see you, how do they contact you? And Azad will do the same thing. If they wish to, because once you speak on the air, if they need to follow up.
Well, my number is pretty widespread. Everybody in the country got my number. Which is 662-2910. You know, that I could be contacted at any time. And I usually answer my phone. You know?
You're like me. My number is open.
Yeah. And like I said, I engage. I'm on the streets of Bastia every day, all day. And I'm engaged by everybody, so that's nothing.
Likewise, 6689752. As I tell the people how to reach you and where to reach you.
Yes, I do. I like how Sam says that he's on the road all the time and people can reach him and engage with him.
You have an office?
So Sam definitely knows that people are struggling right now. My office, my number is 766-2954. 766-2954. So thank you so much, Adrian. Thank you, Sam. Yes.
Thank you. I want to thank both of my guests, and I want to thank them for their sacrifice. They agreed, they came once, and they said they would come the second time.
Anytime.
And time is important.
Anytime.
And what I love about the whole thing, they understand. For me, for all of them, what we are doing here is not for money. Nobody is paying us for that.
No.
And we just enjoy that we are contributing for what we have gotten from the country. And we are contributing to public education. People tell me, Peter, why are you doing that? I say, boy, these people love me and I love them. So,
that's right.
And I feel satisfied.
That's right.
It's not about money. I don't need money. I never asked you need to pay me any money.
That's right.
That's right. I want to thank you all for the sacrifice. I love something about you. I love your youthfulness. I love the way you carry yourself. And I think you have mellowed very well. And you are becoming a gentleman. You're becoming a professional. And perhaps you'll be a prime minister. You think so?
You do what?
I didn't speak to you, Sam.
If it is the will of the people, so shall it be.
So until next week, same time, same place, this is Coach Adrian saying bye-bye.
Everything you want on one station.